The Coleraine boss makes 2 changes from the 2-0 loss to Linfield a fortnight ago. Aaron Traynor returns at left back after injury. Curtis Allen returns up top. Stuart Nixon and Owen Bradley are the men who drop to the bench. Larne, well, they had Josh Robinson's header to thank for a late 1-0 success over Cliftonville last week. Tiernan Lynch makes 4 changes here today. Donnelly, Lynch, Wade Slater are amongst the subs. Dean Jarvis isn't in the squad at all. In come Jeff Hughes, the skipper. Graham Kelly, who plays at left back, Ronan Hale and Andrew Mitchell. Today's match referee is Andrew Davey. You can see the confirmation there of the... Now sitting alongside me is David Platt, former Coleraine player and manager. David, the Bannsiders welcomed the champions Linfield last time out. That was a couple of weeks ago. But in Larne, this is equally as difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, really difficult game today, Barry. High-flying Larne. Unbeaten the league so far and starting to turn, a few draws, whatever they had last year into victories. Perfect day for a game. Really looking forward to it. What's
the key to Oran Kearney's men getting the result here? Because they've struggled so far this season. They're already 10 points behind Larne in the league.
Yeah, well, obviously, well documented the suspensions and a few injuries have hit Oran's squad really badly. Good to see some attacking options today on the bench, and obviously getting a few players back now as well. They're coming back to full strength, and hopefully this is an exciting game today. Play a lot of football. It's a difficult team to set up against as well, and they've had really good results in the last months.
Coleraine being led out by their skipper, Stephen O'Donnell. Over 100 appearances for the Bannsiders now, and Coleraine and their players will know exactly what they have to do here today. They have they've looked promising in recent games, but unfortunately, particularly against Linfield, once they went 1-0 down, David, let's make mention as well of this 16-year unbeaten run for Coleraine against Larne. Should that play a factor out there today?
Yeah, well, Larne were out of the league for probably 8, 9 years, maybe even 10 years. You could say it's an awful long time for them not to win here, but you could probably only count the last few years where Coleraine seem to have the upper hand on them.
Larne about to kick us off, and it's a former Coleraine player in David McDade.
Yeah, David. He's from Derry. Really exciting player. Plays off the shoulder. Great eye for goal. Is he here for maybe a year and a half before he went to Cliftonville? And I think he went to Waterford and Cliftonville. He's been around the doors, but he seems to have really found a home in Larne the last few seasons now.
Yeah, still only 29 years of age, of course. Referee checks with his assistants, and we'll be underway any second in one of the Danske Bank Premiership's biggest game today. And Larne have possession. Long ball downfield. It's looking for, and that's excellent by Stephen Lowry. Lowry looks for the forward run of Glacken. Needs to time this. Glacken. That's well done by Glacken. Jimmy Glacken! Oh, what a fantastic run. And speculative effort. McDade is dispossessed for second time in just a couple of minutes. He's obviously been well watched by Colerane's defenders. They know just how threatening he can be. Now here's Glacken again. Glacken at pace. Glacken takes on Watson. Too much on it, and Watson shows all his experience. Yeah, it's encouraging for Coleraine. There's Robinson, tries a long ball again, and it's in towards Hale. And it might fall for McDade! What a strike that is from David McDade! He needed half a goal-scoring opportunity, and the former Coleraine player, well, the celebration, he certainly hasn't gone all out. I suppose that's in a bit of respect for the Bannsiders, but that is a terrific strike altogether. It's his 5th goal of the new campaign for the 29-year-old. And David, that was quality.
Yeah, the tackle just on the edge of the box there, and the ball's just broken to David on his right-hand side, and he's just lashed the ball into the top corner. But you're playing the cup final, irrespective of when the cup final is. If the cup final was at 5:30 this evening and you're playing at 3 o'clock, everyone wants to play in cup finals. It's no matter what the scheduling is, it's there. You have to play it.
Well, what is the contention? Is it the fact that it's being played on an artificial pitch as we watch Fod Souley? Souley cuts the ball back. Chance for Hale. He couldn't get the shot away. It was good defending from Lyndon Kane.
Yeah, people are talking about league titles. You know, they're not won and lost at this time of the year, but you do want to try
And McDaid, man who set this game alight with the through ball this time. It could be in here for a second time. And that's pushed just wide this time from Ronan Hill. And, you know, they've done their homework, quite obviously. They've pushed everything from the bottom up, including, you know, the youth academy, and they also invest heavily in analytics as well, David. So, you know, they'll have done every ounce of homework here. Ball in round the corner, looking towards Doherty. Ben Doherty! There was his foot taken there, David. The player himself isn't
it's a lovely ball. Split the defence with Stephen Larne.
O'Donnell's up from the back, and we've seen that the big man, the skipper, can do it. Scored with a header earlier this season. They're in round the back here. That was a decent header from Aaron Jarvis, but it was just downward, and well, there was no real pace on it.
No, he was backing off rather than coming and meet the ball. Unfortunately, it's a great ball across. There's probably Aaron Trainer just behind him, was probably in a better position to head the ball back across the goal, and just lacked a bit of power behind it. Great chance.
Has scored this season, former Reds man. That came against the Crews. McDaid, ball to Heron. Great footwork from Heron. McDaid again, he get another opportunity. Shit! And David McDaid, he's done it again. Players look round from Coleraine for an offside flag or for an infringement that isn't coming. And David McDaid, just 5 minutes before half time.
Again, Barry, that man Heron, just quick feet in the box. Ball spewed out to the right hand side. Dave McDaid, one touch and lashes it into the back of net at the near post of Gareth Dean. Not a good finish.
Andrew Mitchell, who's taken the corner kick so far for Larne, steps it up to the back post to Joshua Robinson. O'Donnell clears. Trainer, nice ball round the corner to Curtis Allen. Back to Trainer. There's Larry. He put it into the box towards Curtis Allen again. Larne back in numbers though. And Keane has it on halfway. Not very much played in terms of additional time here on the Ballycastle Road. And Coleraine at half-time trailing Larne by 2-0. And so far, David Platt, it's been the David McDaid show.
Yeah, two super finishes. Both of his right foot. I just see him just here, just off camera, Barry. He's just hobbling off the pitch here. I'm sure he'll not be looking to stay in the change rooms at half time. You know, Barry, he's been super so far. His link-up play outside the box, and obviously he's landed on two finishes and stuck the both of them away.
I actually told Gareth McCauley was getting his international debut, believe it or not. Story goes, Sammy McElroy was in Broadcasting House at that stage and let it slip to me during the day. We were at the Football Writers Awards that evening. Gareth was sat beside me at my table. I maybe had a libation or two and let it slip that he was going to be awarded a B International cap. Having words, and they have another opportunity to make a change as Joshua Carson wins a free kick 20 yards from goal. And this is a fantastic shooting opportunity, and you do think that it'll be someone left-footed.
Yeah, Ben Doherty, Aaron Trainer, maybe even Owen Bradley fancies it himself as well. Just coming off the bench here, looking to work the goalkeeper here.
Yeah, it's Owen Bradley who has set the ball down, and Josh Carson has moved away, as has James McLaughlin. It is going to be Bradley. Larne set the wall up. And the magic spray comes out. Very different nowadays, of course, for the referee, Andrew Davey, getting that white line on the ground. But here's Bradley. Bradley against Devlin. Clips the top of the Larne wall. Tomas Cosgrove got the touch.
Rolled it really well there, Barry. It looked destined for the top corner. Stood up high and deflected it wide for a corner.
It'll be Ben Doherty to take once more. The yellow boots in the Coleraine colours to the front post, and Mitchell clears. Strong header, but needs to be better.
To try and see if they can get more play in the final third.
Carson to Glacken. Glacken is a man out the far side. Is Doherty. What can Doherty do? Flash it as the ball across the 6-yard area. Long throw in potentially coming up here, and it looks like a double substitution for Larne on the way as well. Martin Donnelly has removed his training gear. He's about to come on. Here's Glacken. Larne lofted in, and again lacked a bit of purpose there, but it will run for Bradley. Bradley to the back post. There's a couple of Coleraine players round there. It'll be interesting to see who Tiernan Lynch takes off and changes. Ball around the corner. This is a chance for Bradley. Oh goodness, what an opportunity for the Bannsiders. And well, on a better day, on another day, Owen Bradley makes that 2-1. Oh, strike on goal. Oh, and goodness me, Jimmy Glacken. He was in second time around, and well, that's just about the most gilt-edged opportunity that the Bannsiders have had during the game today, David.
Big chance, James there. Good strike, forcing the goalkeeper to make a save. Probably the first telling save that Connor Devlin's had. And he's parried it out to Jamie Glacken. The onrushing Jamie Glacken couldn't steer it into the bottom corner. Big chance. No, it's a big statement from Cliftonville today. Paddy's obviously got a reaction from the players from last week's heavy defeat against Ballymena.
Full-time whistle has gone here at the showgrounds on the Ballycastle Road, and it's a first victory for Larne against Coleraine since 2004. Tiernan Lynch's men, well, they had David McDade's first half double to thank for a win, and they deserved the win here. There is no doubt about that. They had opportunities outside of that as well. Ronan Hale had an opportunity in the second half, and that was saved by the Coleraine goalkeeper Gareth Dean. Coleraine, well, on another day they could have scored 2, maybe 3 themselves. Owen Bradley had a header, and Jimmy Glacken right at the end of the game, he had an opportunity that he poked just wide of the target. So Coleraine, it's a third defeat on the trot, and it's not what Oran Kearney and the man in your picture, Stephen O'Donnell, would have wanted.
Well, Oran, the first half seemed to cause most of the damage today.
Yeah, frustrating, and probably we were caught a little bit, I suppose, formation wise at the start. We've adjusted to change with that, but I think we've 2 shots on target in the first half, or not just that, 2 shots in the first half, and 2 good finishes, to be fair, from Davy. And it leaves you a mountain to climb against a good side. And to be fair to our lads, I thought second half we had a right go at it, and we just needed that ignition. And we, ideally don't want to be chasing games week after week, but it is what it is at this point in time. And to be fair, the attitude and graph shown in the second half, and we've created 4 or 5 really good opportunities to get that first. And I think with the scars of the past and the damage that we've inflicted to them in the past, the first could have had a huge impact on the game and give us a real chance at going and grabbing something. But the longer it goes at 2-0 and you don't get that spark, I suppose, it always makes it an uphill struggle.
Is it frustrating that we're mostly chasing games rather than seeing them out at the minute?
It is, and as I said, I think we've 8 or 9 quality defenders signed at the club, and we've 4 of them unavailable, and 6 have been unavailable for most of the season. So yes, we've prided ourselves probably in our goals against column in recent years, and at the minute it's made it tough for us, where Josh has filled in there for quite a few weeks, Stephen Douglas has come in and filled in for a few weeks, but ideally for where we've been and for the squad that we've had, it makes it tough for us, and with that it makes it then hard at the other end, whereas you say we're chasing games, and there's that bit more stress and anxiety in relation to trying to trace the game than possibly see a game out.
And whilst it was disappointing on the pitch, it was great to see Aaron Trainer back today.
Yeah, and probably shouldn't have been back today, and again it's probably Jarvis the same. It's the scenario we find ourselves in where the under-20s aren't training or playing at this point in time. Ideally both those players should have played for the 20s today on their road back to recovery, but if we don't play them now, I don't see the 20s playing this side of 2020, and I don't know into 2021 when the games will come. So the platform that those players are at now at the minute, Evan Tweed possibly the same, where they were in need of a game to just fully have them back in there. it's not there, so you run the risk now. You have to put these players into massive games and hope that they can rely on their game experience more than anything else. And I thought both of them did really well today, all things considered. But it's not the ideal scenario for reintroducing those players.
And Dungannon next, December's going to be a big month for us.
Yeah, it's a massive month, and as I said, this season I think will be like no other, particularly when we hit January, February, March, and the strength of the squad is going to be so important. And for us, we have a lot of work to do to try and claw ourselves back in and around the area that we want to be in. So the next month is about putting our heads down and just making sure that we try and graft and hit every 3 points that we can to try and ensure that we can stay close to where we want to be.
Yep. Larne, what's your assessment of today's defeat then?
I don't know, I just think we're in a wee rut at the minute. I just think all of us as a team just have to keep working hard and persevere, and I think we need to work harder than ever, to be honest, and just take our heels in and all over the park, to be honest, 1 to 11, subs included. Like, we need a wee bit more, but listen, it will happen. We've won games in the past, do you know what I mean? We're not a bad side overnight, so if we just do the right things next Friday night, then hopefully we can get the 3 points and just start building a wee bit of momentum, get into Christmas.
You mentioned they were in a wee rut. Can you put a finger on that? Why is the way?
No excuses, to be honest. I know people are saying suspensions and injuries, but there's still quality players all on this team, like, and there's people stepping in. But to be honest, I just think it's maybe a wee bit of work rate. We are working hard, but I just think we need to work a wee bit smarter. And when we go ahead in games, I think in particular we're hard to beat, and at the minute teams are obviously getting the luck of the draw and getting the first goal, so it's an uphill battle from there.
Result will disappoint you, but it must be good to get out in the pitch.
Oh God, it's funny, it's bittersweet, isn't it? Like it's hard watching and getting beat. So, but even getting out there and just, I remember last year or the year before, I come back from the ACL and we won, and it was great, but totally different feeling tonight where you're 2-0 down after half an hour or whatever. But I got 90 in the bag, like, but it's no consolation whatsoever.
Dungannon next, and December's going to be a big month for us, isn't it?
It just has to. We just have to win. I don't give a monkeys what happens next Friday. If we win 5-4 or win 1-0, something has to happen. Like, and if we score a wee fluky, smelly goal or whatever, we'll take it, because we need something to fall. And I think the attitude changed there at half time. To be honest, I think Oran gave us a wee rollicking, a wee wake up call, and obviously we didn't flood them with loads of chances, but you could see we were on the front foot, we were digging harder, and it'll change soon.